Today is a day more than 50 years in the making. Humanity will once again return to the moon for the first time since the Apollo missions. This is a live look at the Artemis II rocket there at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida, where the rocket is scheduled to lift off tonight at 5:24 Central Time. And the anticipation is alive all across America and the world, including right here in Des Moines.
I know we're all getting excited about it, but also the Science Center is. That's where we find Local 5's Emma Stroner. Emma, this is a big talker over there right now.
It definitely is. I mean, any time that people are going to space, kids love to hear about it. And what makes this mission in particular really special is that the first woman, the first person of color, and the first Canadian are all going to fly around the moon. And the Science Center says that that's been very inspiring for the kids that are coming in. Now, at the Science Center, they have suits from both Raja Chari and Peggy Whitson. They're both astronauts, but they're also Iowa natives. So Chari specifically is part of the Artemis team, so he isn't going on this exact mission, but he is part of the greater goal of sending humans to the moon.
We have exhibit components that demonstrate Iowans that have been in space, including we have one Iowan that is in the Artemis group. He's not on this mission, but Rajachari could be one of the Artemis astronauts that goes to a moon on another mission. So students can learn about that you could be from Iowa.
So the excitement's really building up. There's going to be a lot of watch parties tonight, but the Science Center is actually not having one because there is a chance that something doesn't work and they need to delay the launch. But however, they're making sure visitors all day are educated on what this mission means for us and how exciting it is for our future. Now, I also spoke to NASA ahead of this big night. So coming up in 30 minutes, we'll share just how many people it takes to send 4 people to the moon and what exactly it takes for a successful launch tonight. Live in Des Moines, Emma Stroner, Local 5 News.
Looking forward to hearing about that, Emma. Thank you. And if you want to watch the Artemis II rocket take off, we will be live streaming the whole event tonight over on We Are Iowa Plus. Scan that QR code you see on your screen right there and download for your TV. You can watch it all for free.
It's now 6:04. Now on to the war with Iran, as President Trump says that the U.S. is prepared to leave Iran in 2 to 3 weeks, even if the Strait of Hormuz is still closed to most ships. And Iran's president says that he would like to end the war if certain caveats are made, but other leaders in Tehran, they're the capital, say that they are prepared to fight for another 6 months. And Iran's Revolutionary Guards are even saying that they will target U.S. companies there in the Middle East. Meanwhile, President Trump says America's allies aren't helping.
We'll be leaving very soon, and if France or some other country wants to get oil or gas, they'll go up through the Strait and Hormuz Strait. They'll go right up there and they'll be able to fend for themselves.
Trump will address the nation tonight with what he calls an important update on the war. You can catch that address tonight at 8 right here on Local 5.
And we continue to track gas prices this morning as the war rages on. AAA now reporting the average in Iowa jumped 15 cents in the last 24 hours. It's now at $3.43 a gallon. The national average continues to rise, now sitting at $4.06. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump signed an executive order that targets mail-in voting. The order reportedly calls for Homeland Security to create a list of verified U.S. citizens who are eligible to vote. Trump has long claimed without evidence that U.S. elections are filled with fraud and that mail-in voting is cheating, despite voting by mail himself. It's important to note it is already illegal for non-citizens to vote, and the Constitution gives authority over elections to the states, not the president.
Happening today, the Supreme Court will hear oral arguments on whether President Trump can end birthright citizenship. The president claims that the 14th Amendment has been misinterpreted for years and was only supposed to apply to children of slaves. Almost right after Trump issued his executive order to get rid of birthright citizenship, a lawsuit was filed, and every lower court has found the order to be unconstitutional.
In conservative estimates, it will result in an increase of undocumented immigrants of about 5.5 million individuals. But that is with the theory that this will only apply since the time of the executive order.
The White House says President Trump will sit in on today's hearing, making him the first sitting president to attend SCOTUS's oral arguments. And it could be weeks or even months before the Supreme Court issues its final ruling.